Lightroom's book module is a great way to create photocentric books that can either be exported as JPEGs, PDFs, or conveniently uploaded to Blurb for custom binding and printing. However, when it comes to applying type, the module is limited. In this video, I'll show you how to export a cover image into Photoshop and create some really cool type effects that you can then bring back and use in the book module. Okay, we're in the book module. As you can see, I've already created quite an extensive book. I'm happy with everything but the cover. Although I can choose different fonts, different sizes, I'm limited in where I can place the type, and there's no way to apply cool effects such as drop shadows or warps. For that, we need Photoshop. First, I'm going to prepare my cover image for export into Photoshop. I'll start by moving over to the Develop module. Then I create a virtual copy by right-clicking on the image and then selecting Create Virtual Copy. Next, I'm going to crop the image to the aspect ratio of my cover. In this case, I'm creating a 12 by 12 inch book, so my aspect ratio is 1:1. At this point, I also make sure I've processed the image to my liking. When I'm finished, I right-click on the virtual copy and select Edit in PSCC sRGB 8 bits. I'm working with type, so I don't need a large color space or more bits. Once the image is open in Photoshop, I select the Type tool and click anywhere on my image. Now, I'm going to go back into Lightroom, into the book module, and select the type and copy it. Back in Photoshop, I paste the text onto my photo. I could type directly into the image, but this saves me a step. I still need to resize the type. So I select it and adjust the size in my options bar. I'm also going to move the type by clicking outside of the type itself and moving it within the image. Now I'm going to select the type and I'm going to enlarge it. And I do that up here in the options bar. And I want it to be pretty large, so I'm just going to click on the type symbol there, and you can see the little double arrows appear. And I'm going to click, and now I'm going to scrub to the right. And as I do that, as I move my cursor to the right, you can see the type is enlarging. And I can get pretty large this way. That's about right. Now I'm going to bring my cursor down into the image area, and I'm going to click and drag, and I can now move it around and position it where I want it to go. Once I have the title in place, I click the Commit button in the options bar up here. Now I'm ready to place a new line of text in another location. I follow the same steps as the ones above, but this time I make the type white. Okay, so far I have a cover very similar to the one in Lightroom. But now I can do some really amazing things. I'm going to select the layer with the title. And now I need to highlight the text, click and drag. Then in the option bar, I'm going to come up here and select the Warp Text icon, and that opens up this Warp Text dialog window. I'm going to go ahead and select the Arch option. And you can see now how it bends my type. If I click outside of the type, I can drag it around and place it in position like that. And I can also fine-tune the arch by moving the bend slider, the horizontal distortion, and the vertical distortion. When I'm done, I just select OK. And then I commit the type up here in the options bar by clicking on the commit button. Okay, this looks different, but I'm not done. I still have some work to do, and this is where it actually gets even more fun. After applying the warp to the text, now I can apply a variety of effects to the type. So to do that, I make sure that layer is selected over here. And then in the Layers palette, I'll select the Effects pop-up menu. And let's select Blending Options. And you can see now I have a lot of different layer styles that I can apply to that text. I'm going to start with Bevel and Emboss. And I can control the Bevel and Emboss by selecting it. Depth. Really, you have so much control over the way that bevel is going to look. I'm just going to play around a little bit with these and maybe increase the bevel right there. Size it up a little bit. Okay. Again, I'm not done, so I'm going to move on down to, let's see, Stroke. Give it a little stroke to the type. You can see what that does. And once again, if I select Stroke, I have these controls over the stroke itself. And one more thing, let's give it a drop shadow. Click Drop Shadow, select Drop Shadow, and we can play with the opacity of the drop shadow, the distance or size of the drop shadow. All these controls here will give you amazing control over the way your type is going to look. Almost too much control sometimes. Okay, so we got that about right. And when you're done with that, you select OK. Now, the wonderful thing not only about having type this way, but the effects this way, is you can go back anytime and select it and then change it. This is the beauty of working with the effects and type in Photoshop. It's completely non-destructive. So I'm going to do something similar over here with this other type. If I click on it, it automatically selects the layer up here. And I'm going to choose the effects right here, blending options. I don't think I'll give this a bevel and emboss, but maybe just a stroke, a little stroke like this. Whoops, too much, way too much. There, just a hint of a stroke. And then let's go down to our drop shadow and give it a slight drop shadow. Whoops, not so much. Okay, we have to click on Drop Shadow to get the controls for that. There we go. Okay, and then I'll select OK. All right, I'm done. Now, when I save the image, which I'll do now, Command or Control S, and now this image will go back into Lightroom, and that new virtual copy with the type appears down here in the film strip. And I can replace this cover here. Now, let me go ahead and just delete this type here, get rid of the picture, and then drag and drop this image in here. There, cool. I've only scratched the surface of what you can do with type in Photoshop, but I wanted to make sure you understand the potential you now have at your fingertips.